Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome back. We are live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. And we start off this hour every Wednesday by heading out to the Progressive Guest Line as the great Sal Palantonio joins the program. Wednesdays with Vito's son. Great to talk to you as always, Sal Pal. How are you?
Mitch and Pauly, it's always great to be on Follow the Money on Wednesday afternoons. How you guys doing? It's week 3, and you know what? One thing we haven't busted out in my segments yet is the gotta have it games. And man, oh man, in week 3, we got a bunch of teams with gotta have it games. You want me to start? I got the Dolphins Thursday night. They gotta have it, but where's it coming from? There's no possible way they can go up to Buffalo. 12.5-point dogs and win that game. But they got to have that game, or that season's over for Miami. Number 2, Chiefs. Chiefs absolutely got to have it, find a way to win, no question about it. And then your Chicago Bears, got to have it. You're at home against the Cowboys. You absolutely have to have that football game. There's no question in my mind. It's a got to have it game for them, no question. I mean, you're 0-2. You're home. You've only scored 45 points in 2 games. You got the Cowboys in town. That's an absolute gotta-have-it game for the Chicago Bears.
One more. Texans.
I like it. Put it on the list.
Yep.
Gotta have it.
Yep.
You're on the road against Jaguars. Come on, you gotta have that. The Jaguars are a team in your division that you're supposed to beat. And that's a gotta-have-it game for the Texans.
Yep, I would totally agree. Otherwise, their season's going to spiral sooner than you could imagine. I can't imagine how heated it's been in your great city, the great city of Philadelphia this week, as everybody but like the local team there, the champs, they want the tush-push band. I hate that idea. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I get it. Maybe it was a false start last week. They could have called that. But are we really going to go down this path to the point of where that's going to be an illegal play moving forward after this year?
You know that in the NFC Championship game in the Ice Bowl in Green Bay at Lambeau Field, minus 13 degrees on Bart Starr's quarterback sneak against the Dallas Cowboys, that Jerry Kramer was a false start on that play. Go back and look at it. The forensics have been broken down by NFL films. He went before the snap. Happens all the time. The refs don't see it. But in this particular case, the whole world, because video is everywhere, everybody is going to be looking this Sunday. You know, Sean McVay, the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, has already put the referees in this game on notice that they've got to officiate this play properly and make sure that the Eagles don't have a false start. But here, you know, we have a saying in Philadelphia. Nobody likes us, and we don't care.
I love it. That's right. And I also remember a Hall of Fame reporter who did a great breakdown last year, 2 years ago, why the play works. Because the quarterback can squat 500 pounds.
And the running back can squat 450. They have squat-offs every week to see who can squat the most, Barkley and Jalen Hurts. So the reason why the Eagles do the play better than everybody else is Jason Kelsey broke it down for me, and I broke it down on Follow the Money last year, is because it's about 2 things, execution and personnel. The execution that they have perfected of the snap, nobody else can duplicate. They're so quick with it off the ball. And then because they have such power in the quarterback's legs, and he's able to drive and keep those legs moving in the gap that is created by the leverage of the offensive lineman getting underneath the defensive lineman and then the push from behind. I actually think that without the push and just the sneak, that they would be almost as successful. Do you know that since 2022, the tush push, or as we like to call it in Philadelphia, the city that shoves you back, the brotherly shove.
Yeah.
And the brotherly shove has accounted for 34 touchdowns. That's over 280 points. 34 touchdowns since they started using this play in 2022. And that's a lot of points to come out of one play. That's an entire season's worth of points for a lot of football teams.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Okay, so now you're on the game this week. You're going to be there, and my God, what a game this is. And a little bit of money on the Rams as the Eagles on Sunday night here in Las Vegas and beyond, Sal Pal. They were laying 4.5. That number is down to 3.5 or 3. Of course, the Rams gave them their biggest test last year in their run to the title. What do you make of the matchup overall?
Well, I think, number one, the matchup favors the Rams because of the passing game. They can score points because of Stafford and Puka Nacua and Higbee and Devontae Adams. They have a passing attack that can attack the Eagles secondary, which is still mix and match. They're still trying to figure out. If they don't get that gift from Travis Kelce at the goal line, they probably lose the game.
Right.
And it was a gift. So they're still mixing and matching. The mad scientist Vic Fangio still trying to figure out how he's going to play in his secondary. But, and here's the big but, these teams from out west, San Francisco, L.A., doesn't matter who it is, they forget to protect the quarterback properly. It happened to Brock Purdy when Hassan Reddick blew him up in the NFC Championship game 3 years ago. It happened last year. They didn't block Jalen Carter, and he destroyed that final drive of the Rams when the Rams were knocking on the door and a chance to go ahead 29-28 in that football game. But back-to-back plays, Jalen Carter blew up the middle of the line. So what are they going to do? How are they going to block the Eagles' front four in this football game to allow Stafford to operate? Mm-hmm. But on the other side, the Eagles can run the ball, and the Rams are not a good run defense. They're just not. They proved that last year against the Eagles. Barkley had a mega game, monster game, banging his head against the goalpost in the snow. You all saw it. Yep. So they have to protect Stafford in this game. If they do protect him properly, they can score points in this football game. It's going to be a close game. I told you last week Eagles would win and cover the game, and they did. They got lucky at the end. They're going to have to get some luck to win this game too.
Are the Packers better than the Eagles?
No, they're not. Until they can beat them, they can't be. You can't be telling me the Packers are better than the Eagles. They were 0-2 against the Eagles last year. Jalen Hurts and the way he operates that offense efficiently is better than Jordan Love and the way he operates the Packers offense.
Okay.
I don't disagree.
Yep.
What about the team that they just beat in the Super Bowl rematch? Are the Chiefs a playoff team?
Well, got to have a game.
Yeah.
They'll beat the Giants. They're 6.5-point favorites against the Giants at MetLife. The Giants can't figure out what they want to do. They have zero identity. They should win this game. Are they a playoff game? If Joe Burrow was playing, I would say no. But Joe Burrow being out changes the equation in the AFC. It changes the equation of how many teams are going to get in. And the Chiefs, I think, still have a chance to be a playoff team, even though they started out 0-2. You know, we got 5 quarterbacks hurt already going into week 3. That's 1/6 the NFL. McCarthy, Burrow, Jaden Daniels is nursing a knee injury. Justin Fields is out with a concussion. Brock Purdy's going to get back on the practice field, but he has been hurt. You got 5 starters, QB1s already hurt in the NFL. The NFL's got to do – these coaches have to do a better job of protecting their number one asset. And you go down the list, it's McVay, it's Shanahan, it's Zach Taylor. It's all these guys that come out of the same system. They don't put a priority on protecting the quarterback and the football. That's what separates the Eagles from a lot of these teams.
Well done. Excellent point. What's the setup like if you get a home game with the Eagles playing the Rams? What do you got going Saturday night? Give me the menu.
Such a beautiful thing, because I knew I was going to cover the game, week 3 Rams. So we have everything in place. My old lady's got the lasagna already done. We just got to put it in the oven. We'll have a little bit of pasta before the lasagna. So the lasagna is the main course, and then a little bit of salad afterwards. You know, in the Italian households, we like to do the salad after the pasta. It's this way, you know, it's and then we'll have a little sorbet and the cannolis, and then, you know, a little something after that, a little something.
What a setup!
Can't give that away. Can't give that away on Sirius XM radio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little sauce.
Now, is this like a weekly thing? Is it a couple times a month? How often are you guys going to do this at the house?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you, brother.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Okay.
Are you one more team here? Are you buying this hot start by the Chargers?
I am.
Yeah.
Their defense is super active, super energetic. Bottom line is, again, number one thing is protect the quarterbacks. It's a game of attrition at the quarterback position. Protect Herbert. If Herbert is upright for 17 games, the Chargers are winning the division. Their defense is that good. They get after the passer without blitzing. They got Derwin James back there controlling the middle of the field, taking the football away. They are going to get after you defensively. And if they score points and control the line of scrimmage like they are right now and protect that quarterback, they're going to be a problem in December and January. No question about it. Both these teams out of L.A., the Rams and the Chargers. Rams are a good team, really well coached, and they have such an active and well-coached front three. Their 3-4 defense, the way they play stunts and games, they're very good, very well-coached football team, the Rams. The Eagles are going to have their hands full in this football game. There's no question about it. But look out for the Bucs. Bucs are my sleeper team. Buccaneers, baby.
All right, Sal Pal, you're the best.
Yep.
Have a great week, okay? We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Thank you.
A+, buddy.
There you go. Wednesdays with Vito Sun here on the Progressive Guest Line. Baseball up next. A starting pitcher taking the mound tonight has allowed plenty of runs in most of appearances since May.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Look at tonight's Major League Baseball card here. Rough loss last night with the Dodgers. Ohtani goes 5. They're up 4-0. He hits a dinger.
No hitter.
I know. They take him out of the game, and all of a sudden, here comes the eruption by the Phillies. So they're on the verge of sweeping this team. You had this earlier. First time since when?
2011 in Dodger Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Snell opened up $1.47, and he's actually a little bit higher than that at DK, a little bit lower than that at other spots right now. It looks like as low as minus 142. Snell, 6 innings last start against the Rockies, 2 hits, 11 Ks. So I don't know what you want to take away from that. But 5 earned runs in the start before that at Pittsburgh, 9 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 Ks. Not great in that start. Luzardo, 8 innings last start, 10 Ks, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, and he's been like super good, super solid in 3 straight starts here. Do you want to get involved in this game, Pauly?
I got nothing for you here. I can't. Just because of the uncertainty with the Dodger bullpen, and Philly should have lost last night, hung over. You know, that was the other angle, too. You're coming out a little still after drinking and getting after it after clinching the division.
Sure.
Slow start. Kind of like when the Yankees got in at 4 a.m. in Minneapolis the other night. But then again, it's just, I think if you want the Dodgers, it's first 5, though. But it's right there for the Padres. They just won't take advantage of it.
No, it's been right there for 2 months.
Yeah. They should win this division.
They actually should be running away with the division, and they're not.
That's right.
And they had, by the way, the easiest schedule in baseball starting September, and like if you go back into like August as well.
Great run, though. 15-4 run for the Phillies and trying to run down the Brewers. So some big series coming up. But for this one, I will say probably over. The Phillies have played 9 straight overs.
I was going to say, I think we can get some
runs again.
I do too.
Yep. So you asked the question earlier. What's more surprising, what Cleveland's done or Arizona? Cleveland's won 10 of 11. You had the Ortiz and Class A scandal. Get out, clean out your suspended, or on leave rather, clean out your locker. And here they are still in the playoff mix. Big win last night going against Detroit, and they missed Skubal. Arizona, August 2nd, they were 10 games out. They were 6 games under 500 and traded one of their best pitchers and arguably their best player or hitter. They're 26 and 16 cents. They're trying to sweep the Giants today. I got to give them credit. Verlander, awesome again. That's 5 straight solid starts for Verlander.
Yep.
No score, bottom of the 7th. 3 hits in the game combined. But they are right there in this, even though with the tough schedule, and it's a must-win for the Giants. Their season's over.
I know.
If they get swept
They're
and lose this
here.
game. Yeah. Just the uncertainty, like I said, that you have Webb and Ray, and then who? Verlander's been good, but once you get to that 4 or 5 in that rotation, and you've had injuries and you can't trust anyone, but how is Arizona doing this?
I don't know the answer to that because they don't have great pitching, right? And they traded their 2 best players, or 2 of the best. Corbin Carroll's their best player, let's be honest. But they got rid of Suarez and also Naylor around the deadline. And no, like if the Giants made the playoffs, I think the top 3 are, right now, the way Verlander's been now for more than a month, probably.
Yeah.
If you could go Webb, Ray into Verlander in a series, that's fine. But after that, again, it's patchwork the entire time.
Last 5 starts, he's allowed 3 runs. Really turned it around.
Combined?
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Rangers are at the Astros. Is this it for Texas too? They have to have this game tonight.
It's a must-win, yeah, with DeGrom, but also decides the tiebreaker, which is important. It's 6-6 head-to-head. But another tough loss, another tough one last night, and Houston right there, a half game behind Seattle. It's a must-win. And you're running out of time. I will say this, though. Take a peek at the Red Sox, who are trying to blow this. They were 14-1 a week ago to miss the playoffs.
Wow.
They're in jeopardy here. Another home loss they can't hit. They get 1 run and lose to the A's.
Actually, what's their lead in the wild card then?
They are only up 2.5 on Cleveland, 2 in the loss column. Cleveland, again, as I said, won 10 of 11. The Red Sox have lost 6 of 10.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought that up. And Giolito's laying $1.60 in this game tonight. The Red Sox get Barnett on the other side. Giolito, good last start against the Yankees, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned, and 6 Ks. Do they get right in this game tonight, though? Or you just can't trust them right now?
Yeah, I like them at home.
I do too, a little bit.
They better win, though. I mean, look at the schedule the rest of the way.
I know.
They better. This is going to get interesting, and I know Cleveland still has 6 left. Yeah, 5 left against Detroit. But the way they're playing, and I can't believe that Flaherty's laying this price tonight.
I was going to say, I want to tie all of this into the Guardians and the Tigers. So this is Gavin Williams against Flaherty. Tigers opened up $1.47 in that range in the game tonight. They are currently $1.50 at some spots, a little bit lower than that. So shop around for sure on both sides. But Flaherty has allowed 4+ earned runs in 4 of his last 7 starts. Here you go. Here's the list. 4 earned against the White Sox, 8 against the Royals, 5 again at the White Sox, 5 against the Twins. Come on, what are we doing with the competition there? Mm-hmm. Only 1 start against Cleveland this year. That was all the way back in May. 8 Ks in that game, 3 earned. Williams has had 2 bad starts since the All-Star break. It's 10 overall starts since then, 5-1 overall, 2.28 with the ERA.
Well, it's not just him; it's the whole. I mean, the rotation's been awesome
for sure.
A 1.37 during this 10-1 run.
Like he's only had 1 start against the Tigers this year. That was back in July. 6 innings, 1 hit, 0 earned, 8 Ks. To your point, Guardians have won 10 out of 11. Here's a breakdown with the Tigers. They've lost 4 of 5. They're 5-8 in their last 13 games. They're 7-13 in their last 20.
They get swept. This becomes a sweat.
But they're laying. To your point, they're laying $1.50.
Yeah. I don't get it.
That number seems, I don't know.
Yeah.
Baseball's been awful to me this year, but I don't know if I'm going to bet the Guardians, but that number just seems like it's way too high on Detroit tonight.
All right.
And here's the guy I was talking about before the break. Bryce Miller is going against Cole Reagans.
Yes, first start since June 5th, and he's favored.
Yeah. How about that?
Against a team that's won 10 in a row and hitting the cover off the ball.
I think here's the reason why. Miller, since May 5th, only 9 starts, but he's allowed 3 earned in 7 of them, 4+ in 6 of them. So he has been a gas can pretty much the entire time. By the way, Royals taking some money. And surprise, surprise, dumper, awesome lately. Last 7 days, 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 9 runs. But how about this Dominic Canzoni kid? Pardon me, 615 in his last week, 3 home runs and 8 RBIs overall. He had 5 hits last night and went yard. Was it once or twice? Now I'm confusing myself. But anyway, they blasted the Royals last night. The offense has been clicking, and they're on this huge winning streak.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can go to war with Miller.
Well, how long is Reagan's going to go, too?
Great. I don't.
Toronto's pretty much got this in the bag as well. Cubs clinched a playoff spot earlier today. They won. Toronto's magic number's 3. And to clinch the division, it's 6. And then you have the Mets and Friars tonight. Big win for the Mets last night. Again, King gave them nothing. He got blasted in the first inning. McNeil and Marte have great numbers against Pivetta. Career. Mets need it. Game and a half up on Arizona as that scoreless going to the top of the 8th. I just, as bad as the Mets have played, the 1.5 game lead with 11 left. I just don't like the way the Padres are playing. Lost to the Rockies, lost 2 out of 3 at home to the Reds, beat last night. How many, you think you could trust some of these pitchers? Pavetta at home, maybe not on the road? Well, I think maybe the Mets can turn this around here and sneak in the playoffs.
If you look at, here's the thing, right? Mets are also taking money in this game. Pavetta's had 1 bad start since June 25th. That's it. He allowed 5 earned runs to the Red Sox. He has allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in the other 13 starts in that window. 1.85 overall with the ERA, 9+ Ks per 9, a 3 FIP in that range. So he has been Mr. Reliable for them, like really, really good. But again, it's the Padres we're talking about here. You're like hemorrhaging money betting this team on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Maybe would you look at him in the first 5? He'll watch. Here's what'll happen. He'll go out there and be fantastic, and he will get 0 run support in this game.
Okay. I could see that too. As I said yesterday, it's official with the loss. The Angels, 10 straight losing seasons. How?
That's sad.
Trout and Ohtani, 10 straight losing seasons, and the Rockies still have to win a game so they don't set the record with what the White Sox did. With 1 more loss, they'll set the record most losses for NL team since the in the modern era.
Give me the comp to Mike Trout in his career at Mitch Moss Radio, at Pauly Howard on X, FTM at VSiN.com. Who's the player, like we're talking that good in any sport, that we knew the organization was wasting him his entire career? We knew it. We were begging him to get traded, begging the team to trade him, trade Ohtani. That's how you're going to get better. You're not doing enough around him. You're not making the right moves when you had both those guys. And Paul, we've been saying this about Mike Trout. He's been in the league for way more than a decade now. Everybody's been saying this for 7, 8 years. I don't even know what it is.
Cleveland, LeBron the first time around in Cleveland. And get him help. Can't get free. I don't know.
Yeah,
let me think on that.
Maybe, but he also
they wouldn't sign free agents and get big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look how bad some of those rosters were in Cleveland.
Yeah, but at least the Cavaliers were like a 1 seed in the East.
Okay, yeah.
You know, this team can't even make the playoffs.
Yeah. Fake cappers are everywhere, lying about their records and scamming bettors. There's a real solution, Juice Reel, trusted marketplace for buying and selling picks with total transparency. Download Juice Reel today, REEL. Juice Reel, get it now and get the app. Every seller syncs their sportsbook account and full betting history directly imported from the books. No fake records, just facts.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
It's the best bets here in college football and the NFL this week. VSiN host Matt Youmans on an hour early today. No Mike Palm, he's out of town. Matt typically hosts VSiN primetime after us, and also the Friday Night Football Invitational from 7 o'clock Eastern until 10 p.m. Every week. It's going into week number 3 this week. Matt, we appreciate the time. We had Sal Palantonio on earlier this hour. He is covering the Rams-Eagles game this Sunday for ESPN. He said over and over it's going to be a really close, good game. Is it close enough, in your opinion, to make a bet on the dog here?
Yeah, I heard Sal Powell talking about that, and it's good to hear. I actually am playing the dog. They didn't get to 4, but I took Rams plus 3.5. And you go back to the playoff meeting, but between those teams in Philadelphia and the snow that day when Matthew Stafford had a first down in the red zone, and they put a real scare into the Eagles, had a shot to win that game. I like the way the Rams are playing right now. I really do. I know it was a little ragged in week 1, but I thought the offense looked a lot better week 2. Plus, I love this Rams defensive front 7. I think it's on its way to being one of the best in the NFL. You talk about the Eagles right now. I think they've been playing lucky a little bit. Probably should have lost to the Cowboys on the opening Thursday night if CeeDee Lamb could catch. And then if Travis Kelce doesn't drop that pass at the goal line and it's deflected and picked off and taken the other way, there's a good chance the Chiefs would beat the Eagles on Sunday. So Philadelphia's missing a couple key pieces from that defense from a year ago. The passing game is really disjointed right now. Jalen Hurts is not in rhythm with those wide receivers. I think the spot's right here for the Rams to go in and maybe beat the Eagles in Philadelphia, but I'm definitely taking the 3.5 here.
Okay. Is this you like the spot for the Broncos? Now the Chargers, the big win on Monday night. short week, and Denver blew the game against the Colts. Denver catching 3 in some spots.
Yeah, think about that. The way the Broncos lost that game, it's unfortunate in the NFL a game would end that way. But, I was at the Monday night game. Somebody's knocking on my window here. I was at the Monday night game between the Chargers and Raiders. And, hey, look, the Chargers were begging the Raiders to get in the back door in the second half. Chargers scored 3 points in the second half. Justin Herbert hit one big pass play. Other than that, not a lot of sustained drives, and I was pretty disappointed in the way the Chargers offense really performed. But the Raiders were so bad. Geno Smith was pathetic. They couldn't do anything about it. It was Chargers scored, like you said, 3 points in the second half and left the back door wide open for the Raiders, and they couldn't get in. I'm pretty impressed with the Chargers defense, like I mentioned on your show a week ago. But I actually think this is a really good situation for the Broncos off that bad loss, kind of a controversial loss. Going up against the Chargers team that might be a little bit overvalued right now. Beat the Chiefs in Brazil. Obviously beat the Raiders on Monday night when Geno Smith played so poorly. Third straight division game.
Yeah.
And with that, you rarely see a team open the season with 3 straight division games. And this is going to be a tight division, I think, the entire way through. Chargers are the favorites right now, but they don't have much of a home field advantage either. And when the 3s popped up on this, I had to take the 3 because I think Denver's defense is going to bounce back. The Colts were aided by a bunch of questionable penalties in that game last week. Broncos looked better than the result showed, and I think the Broncos got a great shot to go in and beat the Chargers.
Okay, one more game here in the NFL for you. The Cowboys and Bears total is like the second highest on the board. The highest is Detroit and Baltimore on Monday night. That's 52.5. But the Cowboys and Bears is 50.5. This opened up as low as 46.5 on Sunday night. And look at what these defenses allowed this previous week. I mean, embarrassing on both sides here. 51 can be a key total here. Obviously, key number, 27-24. So low enough here for you to make a wager on the over, Matt?
At 50.5, which I've seen out there at a few spots today, at 50.5, I got to play this over. Look, the Giants just racked up 506 yards and 7.8 yards per play on the Cowboys. They outgained the Cowboys and ran 18 fewer plays offensively. The Lions just rolled up 511 yards and 8.8 yards per play on the Bears. I think this game, I like the Bears a little bit. I think Ben Johnson has got a good shot to get his first win as Bears coach here because I'm really unimpressed with the Cowboys defense, especially now with DeRon Bland out in the secondary. Look what Russell Wilson did to that secondary last week. I think probably the over is the better play here. I don't see these defenses getting a bunch of stops. Cowboys do have a proficient passing offense, and I would say over 50.5, a slightly better play than the side. But with the Cowboys favored by 1.5 at DraftKings or another spot I saw today, I might tease the Bears up as well. But I lean Bears definitely on the over.
College football, huge battle in the Big 12. Both these teams are now down to like 4-1 or plus 4.25 to win this conference. They were each 6-1 or higher before the season started. Utah is at home to Texas Tech. We had Brad Powers on the show earlier. He was making the case that Texas Tech, yeah, it's been impressive, but my God, they have played absolutely nobody so far. So what do you make of this matchup and the home team here, the Utes lane 3?
By the way, is Brad Powers on Utah, or he just was analyzing the game?
First half under.
Yeah, I don't like the early start time of this game. And, it starts at 10 a.m. in Salt Lake City. That's wrong to be starting games on the West Coast that early. Devin Dampierre is a quarterback I really like going back to New Mexico. One thing I've noticed this season, he's been more accurate as a passer. When he was with the Lobos last year, he completed, I think, 50.8% of his passes. Right now, he's at 73%. Now, you can't make too much of stats this early in the season because you're playing a lot of weak opposition. Utah's played a pretty weak schedule up to this point, too. Probably thought UCLA, Wyoming would be a little bit better before the season. But Utah 3-0, Dampierre 73% completion, 7 touchdowns, no picks. Here's a key number. He's had, I think, 91 dropbacks. He's been sacked only 2 times. And he's also got almost 200 rushing yards on the season. I think the difference in these teams is Utah is stronger on the offensive and defensive lines. That's the strength of this team. Right now, I think Utah looks like the best team in the Big 12. Devin Dampierre is a playmaker, too. And I was at the Rose Bowl that night, and UCLA's defense, which turned out to be pretty poor, obviously, but UCLA's defense was hopeless to stop him that night. And Texas Tech, like Brad Powers mentioned, played pretty weak opposition to this point. Yeah. I'm surprised this number was 2.5 at a spot yesterday. I'm happy to lay the 3 with Utah. I think that's a discount price. I don't think Utah should be that cheap. I made the number 4.5.
How about late night action Saturday night? Hawaii's at home against Fresno State. You love betting on Hawaii games when they're playing late at night, kind of the get-out game as it's been known for so many years. Hell, you were there to watch them beat and cover against Stanford in week 0. Now they're catching 2.5. You taking the points? You taking them on the money line? How are you betting them?
Okay, so Fresno has one matchup advantage in this game. Fresno's really physical, rushing offense. Matt Entz, the new coach, is going to win big. I like him a lot. He's going to be a really good hire for Fresno State. But the quarterback play, Kurt Warner's son, EJ, is the quarterback. He's thrown 5 picks already. He's not much of a playmaker. And it's really a one-dimensional offense, in my opinion, where you can load up to stop the run against Fresno. Micah Alejado is back at practice, so Hawaii's going to have its number 1 quarterback. That's why this number's dropped from 3.5 to 2.5 this week. I don't think Hawaii should be the home dog, but I'm happy to take the home dog in Honolulu here. With Alejado back, much more explosive offense. As long as the run defense can make it stand, I think Hawaii's the right side here. I'll play a little money line, take the 2.5, and look for Timmy Chang to start the season 4-1. Hey, I do want to mention, too, I know Al Lasso is a sponsor of your show, and Pauly, you've talked about this San Gennaro Feast. I stopped by his office out here in Summerlin. He gave me 4 tickets, and I'm heading out with some friends to the San Gennaro Feast at the M Resort tonight. So thanks to Al Lasso. That's a great promotion.
You got it, buddy. He's a great guy.
Yep.
Go down there and see him at the office as well.
Have fun, Matt.
Okay, you bet. Thanks, guys.
Take care. No score, bottom of the 9th. Giants and Diamondbacks. Every game's been high scoring. Nothing. It's like, still look at the 3 hits in the game. The season may have started, but you can still jump into the VSiN Average Joe contest, sponsored by Edge Boost. Each week you make 7 picks, NFL or college. The best score of the week wins $500. Have an Edge Boost account already, then it's $1,000 every week. Quarterly prizes as well. Airfare to Vegas, 2-night stay at Circa for free. Your chance to be on the VSiN show, free to play, enter anytime. VSiN.com/Joe.
Let me give a shout out right now. I'm looking at the standings at vsin.com for the Average Joe contest. M. Arana, congratulations. 13-1 on the season so far in the contest. 13-1, 2-0 best bets. D. Walsner, 12-2. And B. Scheichter, also 12-2 on the year. Those are the 3 contestants so far, along with, they are actually, they're the best. Other contestants are 12-2, but they're 1-1 with their best bets. So 14 points, 13 points, and 13 points for the 3 entries I talked about. 13-1, feeling pretty good.
Yeah, right.
Okay, up next, we're going to get your reaction and talk about the American League MVP we had earlier in the show. Who do you think should win the award? More importantly, is Cal Raleigh worth a bet based on how voters could look at this? And we asked for comps to Mike Trout's career. We're getting some good ones. Find out who they are next on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
What do you got for baseball update? You're going crazy here during the break.
I thought something. Bases loaded, 1 out for Arizona, bottom of the 9th. Went 9 innings, gave up 1 hit. Can he get the win? We'll see. The screen went dark, so I thought they got out of it. I'm like, how far behind are we here? But bases loaded, 1 out for Arizona, bottom of the 9th.
Okay. Also, the Braves are playing Washington. They're now leading 4-3.
Yeah.
They were just trailing 3-0.
Yeah, and I was looking at it too. If they lost, because I said I misspoke, but the Rockies' worst record with 1 more loss since the expansion era, 1969. If the Braves lose this game, they're down 30 units. They're close to the Rockies. A team could lose 115 games and yet not be the worst team ROI.
That's crazy.
Think about that.
Okay, so I asked you when we were talking baseball a couple segments ago, we kicked around Mike Trout. I'm like, give me the comp. Like, throughout the guy's entire career for the most part, I can't believe it's been 10 years since they made the postseason. But we've all known this, right? And we've been screaming, get this guy some help. Then they have Ohtani, can't make the playoffs. Trade Ohtani. They don't. They let him go for nothing. Trade Trout. You're going to get a haul for him. They don't. Yeah. So we've kind of known, like, during in real time, this guy's unbelievable career, the organization has been wasting his talent. And I asked to give us the comp to that. You knew it as the guy was playing, right?
Yeah.
A lot of good suggestions here. On X at VSiN Live and Mitch Moss Radio at Pauly Howard. Email ftm@vsin.com. The most common, Barry Sanders. Hello, my favorite athlete of all time.
Yeah.
Horrendous coaching.
Wayne Fonts.
Terrible offensive line.
Yeah.
Questionable defense. Dicey quarterback play.
Sure.
No, I'm not bothered 27 years after his retirement still.
That's a good one.
Aaron Rodgers qualify?
Yes, he does. Never drafted a wide receiver for him early on, first round. Got signed Woodson.
They won a Super Bowl that year, and then that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll go sign Julius Peppers at the tail end of his prime, or out of his prime. They never made moves in the postseason, or I'm sorry, in the preseason to get him some help. This will hit home close to you. I love this suggestion. Kevin Garnett.
Okay, well but that's different because they were set up for the future, and Marbury didn't want to share the spotlight. Kevin McHale was beside himself.
Yeah.
He demanded a trade because Garnett was the He goes, what's the problem here? I think they made the playoffs right away, or they lost to the Rockets, and then Marbury demanded a trade, but they made one Western Conference Finals appearance, but
Kevin Garnett was ahead of his time a little bit.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett was on pace to me to be a top 20 player of all time.
Yeah.
I don't know where he ranks today. I really don't care. But I mean, he was that good, that talented.
He also wouldn't go down low, even though he's a big guy.
Yeah, he liked to shoot from outside.
Back when the big guys were still big, and when you'd post them up back then.
Here's a good one, and we're going to get to Cal Raleigh and MVP talk in a second. But his team, former Mariner Felix Hernandez, Cy Young, perfect game. Always lights out. Fans loved him. Never really in the mix. But the best example we're getting is Ernie Banks.
Yeah, I was going to.
Here's the breakdown. 14 All-Star games, 2 MVPs, 500 home runs. He played in 0 playoff games.
Yeah. Brutal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ted Williams played in 7 playoff games.
What?
7.
No, he didn't.
That's what we're getting on X. Is it that few? Really? Saw that. People are saying Joe Thomas would have been the best offensive lineman of all time if the Browns weren't the Browns. Dan Fouts, Dan Marino, and we're watching it right now with Joe Burrow. Tons of help on offense.
Well,
skilled guys. The line, the defense. No good, man.
Dude, Marino never had a running attack.
Never.
But you had Duper and Clayton, though. And the weird thing was, and he told us this, was he made the Super Bowl right away, and he's just like, no big deal. This would be a regular occurrence, and never got back.
All right.
But
so where the number has moved, since we got on the air, maybe even a little bit before that. In fact, we got an email earlier saying that after Cal Raleigh hit his first home run of the game last night, he went deep twice again, 56 on the year, most ever by a catcher, most ever by a switch-hitting player. Surpassed Mickey Mantle. Is that good? He also tied Ken Griffey Jr. most ever by a Mariner. He was plus 850 at FanDuel after he hit his first home run last night. So he was plus 550 during the game, down to plus 475 earlier today. He's 3-1. And this is the question that, again, you kind of have to ask yourself, right? Because like the advanced numbers, the more modern day numbers that matter to people like on base, OPS, WRC plus, WAR, they're in the favor of Judge. Will that outweigh how voters look at this season that he's had a catcher? And that's why, to me, like last night and this morning at around 5-1, he was still worth a bet because I thought the number should have been like Judge minus 120 and Raleigh even money. I thought it was way closer to a coin flip than that.
Let's say he hits 59 home runs, but the position he plays should outweigh what Judge has done. It should carry the day. Being a Gold Glove catcher, managing the pitching staff, which is very good, and also having a hand in the 10-game winning streak and a playoff spot and maybe a division title, as he just passed Mickey Mantle and Ken Griffey Jr. in the last few days with what he's done. Most home runs by a catcher in a season, beat Lopez. Then most home runs by a switch hitter in a season, Mantle knocked that off. And then most home runs franchise history, Griffey. So think about that elite company he's in and now past him. What he's done with the 2 bombs last night. So I just think it's such a demanding physical position, tools of ignorance, the toll it takes on your body, but also how important it is. Remember, we were in this poker tournament. He's a great guy. I was a Cub fan. I loved him. Greg Maddux would have a personal catcher.
Yeah.
It was not Javi Lopez. It was like Charlie O'Brien or Eddie Perez. It was his own guy. That's how I got to feel comfortable. We got to be on the same page and have that rapport. He knows what I want to call in certain spots. And I don't like right. That's very important, and that you have to manage all that stuff too.
Again, emails coming in fast and furious today. Somebody noticed that there was a sports book that still had plus 450 during our first or second segment today. You got anything above 4? If you can, I'd shop around.
Why did DeRocha say that he thinks 60 is the magic number?
Yeah, he never expanded on that.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's what I told my buddy in Seattle, who obviously is a Mariners fan. We were going back and forth earlier today on this, and 60 is an arbitrary number to me. It's just a nice round number that starts 6-0, right? So it's like, this magical number. We're all baseball nuts, right? We love it, and it was never really achieved when we were younger. But what if he hits 58? That's not good enough. He has to get to 60. Well, that would be silly, in my opinion. But DeRosa was awesome on this on MLB Network last night, and he broke down the best F4 ever by a catcher. Posey was at 9.8, Johnny Bench 9.2, Piazza 8.4. That's where Cal Raleigh is at today, 8.4. So in F4, he's only 0.4 points behind Judge, and he might catch Posey for the best F4 ever by a catcher. Also, when you adjust, like if you do the park adjusted numbers, Cal Raleigh's numbers are very close to Judge. And another great nugget from his breakdown last night, Big Dumper has 21 home runs from the right side in 193 plate appearances. That would be if he hit from the right side the entire year, that would be on pace for 71 home runs. But he's blowing by him here in home runs and RBIs. And again, that's like how do voters look at that?
This is a tough question about what they're going to do in markets, New York, Seattle. Who has what do you win the division? Do you just get the wild card?
How big could that be? Yeah.
How do they factor in the position? I just think it's night and day when you're talking catcher compared to DH/outfielder.
Yeah. What
you're dealing with. And they can still put up those numbers of what he's doing every game.
I'll put it this way. I think Cal Raleigh is going to get plenty of first place votes.
Yeah.
Like, will it be enough to win the award? It's kind of risky business because, again, this is not an event that we're betting on. This is trying to get inside the mind of how people are actually going to vote on it.
Yeah. Giants got out of it.
They did, huh?
Top of the 10th. Guy on third, one out. G-Bank is built with sports bettors in mind. Right now, you earn a $50 cashback reward bonus once you're approved and your account's open with the G-Bank Visa Signature Card. Most credit cards treat sportsbooks and gaming transactions as cash advances, even when it's your own money. G-Bank treats them as regular purchases. No cash advance fees. You save up to 3 to 5% on every deposit. You'll earn 1% cash back on all eligible sports books and gaming transactions. 2% cash back on everything else you buy. Apply now. VSiN.com/GBank. VSiN.com/GBank.
Another good suggestion here, the comp to Mike Trout. Plenty of people chiming in. Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball. If you go back and look at some of those records that the Yankees had, they did not have a ton of talent.
Okay, so they were going to make the playoffs, but then the strike happened.
Yeah.
And then he made it, and they got bounced in the first round. Is that when they lost to Seattle?
I believe it was, yeah.
Like
Yep,
okay.
Yep. That was when the Yankees and the Montreal Expos had the best records in baseball.
I believe you're right.
In 1994.
Yeah.
Jimmy Key was the man. So good. And Matt Williams and Griffey were on pace to break the all-time home run record back then, way before all the steroids nonsense.
Yeah.
Up next, we'll hit some NFL futures coming up. 0-2 teams in this spot are 70% ATS since 2010. We will give you the details on that next here on VSiN.